ladies and gentlemen, to the meeting of the Corporate Policy and Finance Committee on the 14th of June in the Council Chamber in Harpenden. First, Clerk, is there any apologies?
Yes, we had two apologies, Councillor James and Councillor Kelly.
And are there any substitutions?
No, I'm notified.
Okay. Secondly, can I ask if any member has any declarations of interest of any items?
Yes, Chair. I've got a pecuniary interest in the grant applications, and I'm a trustee for the charity SPORG, South Down Play Areas Working Group. That's on page 81 of the agenda.
Thank you. Councillor Harpenden.
Not sure whether I need to declare that my wife is also a trustee of a similar group, so perhaps I should stand out for that decision.
Okay, and I have a declaration of interest. My husband is a member of the Bows Club, so I will stand out for the Bows Club discussion. Okay. Chairman's report and urgent items. There is no chair's report. Are there any urgent items?
None I'm aware of.
Any public questions in accordance with Standing Order 22?
None, please.
No. Okay, if we move on to item 5 on the agenda, which are the minutes of the previous meeting. Does anyone have any comments or suggested changes to the minutes? Can I take them as read? If we move on to item 6, we now have two minutes of meetings that have been referred to this committee. The first is on item 6.1, the Accounts Working Party. Does anyone have any comments on the minutes from the Accounts Working Party, which is on page 7 of your agenda?
One recommendation to this committee.
Yeah, just any comments on? No? There is one recommendation, and it's to recommend to the Corporate Policy and Finance Committee that the investments made by the RF will be approved. Can I see a show of hands, please? That's unanimous. Okay. Item 9 of your agenda is the Risk Management Subcommittee. There are 3 recommendations, but before we come to them, can I ask if there are any comments, queries or issues with the minutes, content of the minutes from that subcommittee? No?
No, I shared it. There's 3 policies attached.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we'll run through the 3 policies. The first one is the health and safety policy. The recommendation is that the health and safety policy be approved. Do I have any comments? No? Can I ask for a show of hands, please, that is approved? Thank you. So then move to page 35 on your agenda.
Sorry, if you really approve the other, it's on page 10.
Yeah, page 35 is the next policy.
It's the next policy.
Okay, sorry, page 10.
Yeah. 35 is the anti-fraud and corruption policy. Any comments, queries on the anti-fraud and corruption policy? No? Well, can I ask if you would recommend that would you consider that the anti-fraud and corruption policy should be approved? Can I have a show of hands, please, for agreement? Thank you. That's unanimous. The next policy is on page 45, which is the fire safety policy, which is very up to date, and I think we should send condolences to everyone who has been involved in the fire which happened last night. I think it's a dreadful, dreadful event, and I think our hearts go out to the families who have been caught up in it. So, but it makes it even more imperative we look at this. Any comments on the fire safety policy? No? Can I accept that the fire safety policy be approved? Thank you. Approved unanimously. The next, minute 7, we are now moving on to officers' reports, and the first is the forward work programme, which is on page 49. Are there any questions on the forward work programme?
On the 14th of June, the date, we've got insurance arrangements, not our agendas, and also report management system and response to money for the consultations. They're not anywhere else.
Yeah, the insurance arrangements are, and the report management in blue at the end.
Oh, okay.
The insurance is in unfinished business, and the report management system is in, yes, in what?
Oh, in blue.
Oh, in blue.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Nice. They are.
Okay, any other queries? Okay, well, can I ask that the work programme be is noted by the committee? Okay. Our next agenda item is the subcommittee and working party terms of reference for 3 new subcommittees of this committee: the account subcommittee, the risk management subcommittee, and the internal review, freedom of information subcommittee. Can I ask, are there any questions?
On page 52, we got this council working party this week, and we did mention that we don't see out this outstanding deficit. Does that need to go into anything else?
We can add that in, yeah, that's a good point.
It wasn't me who brought it up, but having got it talked about, we need to probably include it, don't we?
Debtors.
Oh, right, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Debtors, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we raised it last
We
night.
did, didn't we?
Yeah.
We'll see it into one, can't we?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, as the report says, these are going to go to the first meeting, or the next first meeting of the subcommittee. So I'll add that point in, so when it comes to the account sub, you'll have the updated version.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other queries or comments? No? Well, so the recommendation is that we approve the terms of reference for the subcommittees. Can I have a show of hands, please? I think that's unanimous. The next officer report is on page 55. It's the budgetary control provisional outcome for 2016-17. Does anyone have any queries or comments on the provisional outcome?
Yeah, sorry, I just had, it's about the vandalism at Lydecker car park. We've experienced some of that when I've tried to park there. It just seems that the car parking machines are out of action for a very long time. And I suppose that we can't control that, but I just wanted to make the remark.
We've only got one in Lydecker, haven't we?
We've got one inside there, and it's managed on our behalf by Swansea District Council through their contractor. But the thing with these machines is the parts are very hard to get, and actually come from Europe somewhere.
Oh.
But I think it's broken down twice. Why don't they get the spare parts and have them in stock?
On a lot of occasions, the parts are more expensive, and it depends what damage is done as well. Last couple of years ago, we had so much damage, we had to have a new machine put in.
Is it one of the standard machines?
No, they were new style now. They're supposed to be.
It was a little bit of thought that we've got a lot of them that have been chained off and redundant as to whether there was any parts in any of those.
What the District Council have done is, if they've got one where they know they're replacing somewhere else, they have moved them around to other sites.
Right, okay, fine.
Can I raise one more point? Sorry. There was a phone number on there, like I couldn't pay because the machine was vandalised. So I tried to ring the number. It was an automatic number. It wanted me to download an app. I had a Windows phone, so I didn't download it. In the end, I drove out of the car park because I couldn't pay. the park. So,
And lots of people were just parking and not paying.
yeah, so I passed all of that on to Eric Reed, and that's just really just an example of why we're losing money, I think.
Is there any way we could write to them and express our displeasure?
We have done it at the officer level, so try and put as much pressure on as possible to get the work done. I'm sure we've got a formal letter.
Yeah, I think what the members think is I think we should
I think we should do something.
we're losing serious money here.
Yeah.
And just make it easy to phone up somebody and pay.
You might need to provide a bit of history how many times it's been done in the last 12 months. That's not a problem to justify us having the money.
Yeah.
Say it as a source of income stream which we're losing, which is true, isn't it?
Yeah.
The machines are back, touch wood, working since 30th of March.
Yeah, okay.
It was out.
It was out for at least 2, maybe 2.5 months.
Yeah, but it was out again in about April, May, for a short period. Chris?
Right, I mean, again, do we need to consider relocating that machine if it's easy to vandalise? Is there a better location for it, where it is seen
Right down in the middle, isn't it?
and it's in the open? Well, should be moving it nearer to the entrance and that, so that it's within sight of more people than where it is.
It's still quite a quiet area.
It is rather, unfortunately, it's not. It is a little bit of a backwater. I was also just again a little bit blue sky thinking as to whether we could mitigate.
It has to be distant from virtually everything else around it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So probably still the best place.
Can we get a quick? I'll phrase this one carefully. A quick camera up there
I
or
was going to
something.
say, a camera, even if it's a dummy one.
Well, that was the word I was trying to avoid.
Yeah.
No.
A real camera then.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we look at the cost of it, I mean, the cost would probably exceed the benefit.
Not relevant, but I noticed on Bowers Way West, Sainsbury's car park, they've actually taped off and lost the machine by the ramp.
Oh.
The only one now is the one by the lift shaft.
Right.
For some reason, it's gone. Don't know why. I've got to give it that time period.
Okay, any other comments on budget control provisional outcome? No? Well, can I, the recommendation is that we note the report. Can we agree that we note the report? Okay, the 7.4 on page 59 is release of earmarked reserve. Any comments on the report? Queries? No? We've been asked to approve the release of the following earmarked reserve. The first is the further surfacing works to the access routes on the Common for 14,000. Can I have a show of hands, please? Thank you. And the second is the replanting scheme in Libica Park, which looks excellent, actually.
Has it been done? So look,
It's done.
it is how people do it, Harpenden Town, isn't it? So they do that.
With the News and Trade Services.
Yeah.
You're very good.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the internal audit for 2016-17, I would like to congratulate Mr. Smith, our Finance Manager,
It's really good, isn't it?
on another very successful audit with no comments at all, and everything is
Not just me, it's the team.
So congratulate your team, they've done an excellent job. Are there any comments on the audit? Please.
No,
Excellent.
really good.
Okay, well, we've been asked to review and approve the internal auditor report for 2016-17. Can I have a show of hands, please?
Sorry. Sweet.
Right. So that's 7.5. Moving on to page 71, we have the financial regulations amendments report. And this is essentially to update us in line with other, I think, in line with all similar.
Yes, and they've not been reviewed for quite a while now, and with changes to budget levels and gives us a bit more ease of day-to-day money in the office, just to review the figures mainly.
Yeah.
Just to remind members that there are a couple of the financial regulations that have extended orders, so when this goes up to council, we'll have to highlight the standing orders months as well.
Okay.
I think the only one that's on was page 76, the last one, assets, property and estates. It's quite a big jump from under 5,000.
5,000 is a sort of normal figure for what asset levels.
Is it?
What's classified as an asset? PC?
Yes. Yes. Sort of standalone.
It's pretty low under 1,000 now anyway.
Yeah. What we did was when we did the whole suite, we put the whole lot in as an asset because it's one big purchase.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Chair, if I may, what I'd like to say is on page 76, the two paragraphs at the top, which are 25,000, 50,000 and over 50,000, can I suggest a change of words? And the words are that a minimum of 4 or 5 invitations to tender and government contract finder portal words to be used, rather than just going out for an invitation for quotations. So we're going to invite them to tender, and we're also going to put them on a government contract finder portal.
Okay.
What is the minimum for?
The first one is four invitations,
yeah.
and the second one is 5. Those words will stay the same, it's just the following part will change. It just keeps us in line with legislation as well.
So, are there any other comments on financial regulations? No? Well, there are 3 recommendations. The first one is to review the amendments to the financial regulations. We'll take them all as a step. To recommend to Council that the amendments to financial regulations be adopted, and to recommend to Council that the amendments to standing orders be adopted. Can I have a show of hands, please?
Subject to the amendments I've just mentioned.
Subject to the amendments previously mentioned. Okay. Page 77, debt management and write-off policy. The policy is attached. Any comments or queries on the policy? No? If there aren't, can we move straight to recommendation? We've been asked to approve the debt management and write-off policy as attached. Can I have a show of hands, please? Thank you. That's unanimous. Okay, we move on to grant applications. There are 4 grant applications for the Harpenden Bowling Club, for the Lee Singers, for Nicky Radio and for South Downplay Area Working Group. The first one is for Harpenden Bowling Club, and I will leave the room now.
Okay.
And thank you, Deputy Chair, will take over.
I think we need to do these individually so you can come back on the ones that they're not involved in. And you two are leaving, aren't you?
I will be leaving for the South Council.
Does that help? Just myself, Chris, and is that Mary?
Which one was your declaration, David?
The self
The player.
Okay.
We're still recording for you.
Yes,
sure.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Okay. Harpenden Bowling Club. This is defibrillator game, is it not?
Yes.
The same as what was done at the indoor bowling club.
Attached to the report are the set of accounts for each of these organisations. So, other bowling on pages 86 and 87.
You should really say, well, you can afford it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a community use, isn't it? This is the main thing.
It is community use, and I suppose large set of budgets are community use.
Did we, probably relevant, did we give 500 to the indoor bowling club? We did, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, so more or less, not prefer one over the other. So I'm happy to say...
Like I say, I think it's a worthy cause because it is for the community. And they do a number of quite a few activities there, don't they?
I still sit on the indoor bowling club committee,
Right.
but not this one. But not a lot of bowlers switch to winter from summer and go back, you know.
Right, well,
I presume somebody is going to be trained. I know that the machine tells you what to do, but I presume someone's going to be kind of trained into.
Well, it says in the report that they've got a couple of new sort of welfare officers and
Yes, that's right.
training, but I think you're right, like the one we've got on the side of the park called, the instructions are there, and it gives you a phone number to ring and process to take.
Yes.
Which any idiot could use it.
That's the theory.
Obviously.
I've never witnessed it or...
No, right.
well, that's just a point of information on that one, possibly an off statement. Is that not a case you have to phone in order to get it released?
Yes, you have to get a code.
So, yeah, and in that, they then check that you're okay, that...
Oh, so
Yeah.
not any told people how you can start using it.
Well, absolutely, yeah. I didn't want to design it as a statement because I'm not entirely sure. I just wanted to double check, you know.
Yes.
But I think that's the point we all need to note is that,
You've got a code to activate.
yeah.
So
So
you have to get the code to open the box.
you phone, they give you the code, and then they'll check that you're okay to use it. As if you get the 3-year-old going up there for it, obviously they won't issue it out and put it one way.
Yeah, it really came about because they sent 10 members on the first aid course, and then they became apparently on team defibrillator.
Right, any more comments on that one? If not, are you happy to agree that 500 for the part of the knowledge?
Yep.
So,
Yep, okay. So we get there then, so.
Okay. Okay.
cast away.
Well, yeah, that seems Right.
So on the second application now, Lee Singers.
Lee Singers. Can I ask what the result was from the first one?
Good.
You will report back.
I think I'd have been paying for it myself.
That sounds like a reasonable idea. We'll withdraw it then. We found alternative sourcing.
Right, the Lee Singers. Any comments on this?
I think that they've been going for so long, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say that, I mean, it's basically paying for a musical production, isn't it? That's my take on the thing.
Yeah.
I thought it sounded very good.
Yeah, it's Hayden's creation.
Sounds heavy going.
Well, yeah, satisfactory, that's really one. Yeah, I mean, are we minded to give this grant?
I assume it's going to be quite expensive, what they're asking us for 500 towards it. If they're bringing in all these...
It's about 4,300
Yeah.
because of the event.
Oh, it's not
Bringing
bad.
these professionals.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference actually if they bring professionals in because we just have a different standard.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people in Harpenden like
In George Church.
this sort of thing.
This will bring culture, more culture to Harpenden.
Culture to Harpenden. Yeah. So can I have a show of hands, please, those in favour? Yeah. Nicky Radio. Any comments, queries on Nicky Radio?
The only thing I would say is, I'm talking too much, I would say, we have a similar thing as Norwich, which is Birmingham Radio, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is a sort of local thing. I've been on it for small things, and it's more or less the same sort of thing, isn't it? They also got the name Nicky from the Nicky line, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's running it? I've forgotten.
I mean, I think it's good to have something that's just Harpenden and
Yeah.
brings people together in Harpenden.
And they've got something tangible here, which is they want more modern recording equipment, don't they? So that's what they're going to buy something tangible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's great if they can do it and bump up volunteering in the town, make people feel more part of our community, more inclined to come out and help.
I was for on the basis, Birmingham Radio has been going for ages, that's all. It's more or less our one,
Yeah. Okay then, if there's no...
I'll just make one further comment. Is there any chance that we can promote this through forum or something like that?
I think that's...
But if they're getting going, it would be a good idea to, because I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah,
It's
I've heard of it, but I
totally
don't know
new one to me.
Yeah.
I assume they do some sort of promotion work. There must be an FM station somewhere.
Yeah.
Could be set on my radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, can I take a vote then? All in favour? Right. and,
Leave the
Roll.
room.
Cookies.
Mention the health and paragraph. Sorry, Mary, you're going to mention that.
That means up
So,
until,
You're going to mention the paragraph where it's no one around.
which one's that?
4.
4 and 5,
Yeah.
yeah,
All works, different stages.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Okay, I shall leave the room.
Southampton Areas Working Group, we supported this group before, but it was for a different site. And this is a different initiative which they are doing.
this is the second site, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I interestingly, I don't want to bore you too much, but I had, somebody from, around the lane, there's one behind the old bell.
Yeah.
It's redated, and I had an email from a lady who moved in, I don't know where she lived, asking for new equipment, and I got into, there's this, police spaces officer, I forget his name, hyphenated, and he came down, we had a look, and he said, "Look, absolutely no, there's no money in the pot."
No.
So I sent this one a long email with his name on, Bruce Green, I think it was. So they said there's no money in the pot. If you want to do, you've got to really do something yourself for the group. At that stage I was going to ask Rod how he did his, but it's basically what's happening, isn't it? There's no money to replenish.
There's no money to do things like this.
These additional ones as opposed to our
Yes.
ones we control.
Yeah.
It's just the local community group that have taken it on board to
Yeah.
try and upgrade the
Yeah.
equipment.
And these are just literally local people, and what they do is they write into different groups
Yeah.
for grants. And if you look at where they got the money before, they got it through a variety of grants and through just fundraising locally.
Well, some things were quite expensive, I didn't notice that.
Well, it costs
Stage one.
shed loads.
Yeah, 4,000 odd.
Yeah, no, it costs shed loads to do kids' playgrounds.
It's not cheap.
Oh, we know from Westfield what it costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I got the identical thing going on last night. Unfortunately, being away with data reception, we had a big 2-page thing from my lovely lady the other day. I don't pass emails on to other parties. I said to this woman, there's somebody you may know who's also having a go at this thing. You might like to get in touch, but I didn't say who it was. We're so careful these days of passing emails on with names and addresses.
Oh, you can't, yeah.
So
No,
I've heard no more, but I did send a really
I
nice...
always cut out the name, I always cut out the email addresses.
I did say, I'm interested, I'll do what I can, but there's no money. The email was that long. She wouldn't take offence, but whether it's died or death, I don't know, because at the end of the day, it needs someone's time, doesn't it? Time and effort to get something rolling.
I would sort of going slightly off, if I may, Madam Chair. The thing about sending emails on
Yeah,
is take the thing, send it to yourself, and make sure everything else that
yeah,
anybody else that you're copying it to is in BCC,
yeah.
and then you're safe.
I use Yahoo Mail on Sky. It's complicated. It tends to tag old emails on and chop it off.
Oh, does it? Oh, right.
I'll stop with it.
Yeah.
It's not Windows Mail.
I'm going back. Anyway, do we want to give them this grant?
Yeah,
Vote?
yeah. I did not.
Yes.
No, I'm
I think they do an excellent
No, it's
job.
good. No,
It's volunteers.
they look after things, won't they? They've done all this hard work.
Oh, yes,
Gents back.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
My only concern before we sign off is we've only got 3,750, we've really used 2,000.
Excuse my Spanish muscle, that
Is that going to be a problem down the line?
We have probably
Are we allowed to top it up with stream? Well,
Yeah, we are.
if there's additional applications coming, then
yeah, cancel it up.
we can look at how we can fund those.
Okay, I believe, gentlemen, that is the official public part of the meeting ended at 8 o'clock. Thank you very much.